Hi, it's Gab, and I'm reviewing Celeste and Jesse Forever, starring Rashida Jones and Andy Samberg as a young married couple, or formerly married couple. They were a couple from a young age, and apparently grew their separate ways in their marriage romantically, but in their separation and pending divorce are still best friends and living pretty much in the same house, and seemingly comfortable and happy with this arrangement, but they start to get the gist that it's maybe not natural, maybe not working too well for them. Their friends think it's strange, and it starts to get a bit awkward in terms of starting to date again and, well, moving on with their lives as people who are divorcing are supposed to be doing. But they definitely have a sweet connection, and so they really don't know how to go about this. This formal separating from each other. There's a certain obstacle that comes up in the storyline that sort of forces this upon them, and so the movie's about them still trying to figure it out and deal with it and move on. It does have a nice realism to it in the sense that you could imagine a loving couple in these circumstances, although a complaint I have is that it's quite glossed over as to why exactly where they went wrong. Now, often in relationships, you can't put your finger on that sort of thing, but for the sake of the emotional stakes and believability of what they're going through, I did find this a little bit lacking, and I kept wondering, well, why exactly couldn't they make it work out? Until, as I say, there's the twist that makes it sort of a lot harder for them, for very obvious reasons, to work things out. But I still have to give it points for, in general, a very believable realism to it, and a lot of this credit has to be given to the performances by Rashida Jones and Andy Samberg. They're both great, particularly Rashida Jones is, both of them are very sympathetic and believable characters. They have their quirks and definitely their imperfections, but you're rooting for them. They're people that you could know or definitely relate to. That being said, my other slight complaint is that some of the characteristics were slightly stereotypical, borderline, but I would certainly give it a pass on that because there is enough gray area in the characterizations and the story to, again, feel very relatable and believable and fresh. This movie has a nice freshness to it. It's not predictable, it's not typical. Reminded me a bit of 500 Days of Summer, which was another late summer small rom-com, indie type, black rom-com, if you will, from 2009, where it gives it the genre twist, which is very welcome, especially this summer. Nothing's really captivated me, in fact, this whole year, other than the obvious couple of blockbusters, which we've all enjoyed this summer. So this film, Celeste and Jesse Forever, is definitely a breath of fresh air, touching, makes you smile, has some laughs in it as well, so I would definitely recommend it. Even as a date night movie, definitely if you're married, as I am, you can relate to some elements, possibly, and you definitely leave the theater feeling pretty good and thinking about relationships. So that's quite a bit to be said for what is really a small film, and as I mentioned, a couple of flaws, but I would give this film 4 out of 5 Gabs, and try to catch it. That's Celeste and Jesse Forever. Thanks for watching Gab Forever.